Alexander Pichushkin has been out on patrol for hours in the forests of Yegorevsk, south of Moscow. Fires have been burning here for weeks, but now things are calm. Too calm. There are not even birds singing. It's like the aftermath of a bomb attack.
I've known the forest since I was a boy. We come here to relax and pick mushrooms and berries. I also work here as a ranger. Seeing the forest like this breaks my heart.
100,000 hectares of forest, an area 3 times the size of Malta. Alexander says 260 people used to work here. But 3 years ago, the fire prevention budget was cut, as was the workforce.
We now have 50 people in charge of fire prevention and control, plus 50 people for fighting the fires.
Experts say the Russian government cut back on forest fire prevention for financial reasons and claim that the people responsible for forest protection are the ones intent on profiting from the situation. Khimki, northwest of Moscow. The smoke and stench from the forest fires has now been blown as far as the weekend home belonging to Gennady Rodin. The financial expert says he became an environmentalist because he could no longer bear to see the destruction of the forests.
The people who have the say here are only interested in one thing: profit. Profit at any price.
Gennady points to the evidence outside his front door. The forest of Khimki itself escaped the fires, but the trees are nonetheless doomed to make way for a highway. He says environmental issues and the protests by local residents were ignored.
The highway could have been built along the edge of the forest, which wouldn't have been too bad. But now they want to build it straight through the forest, cutting it in two.
Environmentalists say if Khimki forest is cleared, the air in the Russian capital could become even worse. Some of the oak trees here are hundreds of years old.
That's what makes this forest so valuable. It is unique in the area around Moscow. The fact that so many wild oak trees are still growing here.
During a demonstration in Moscow, protesters are branded as eco-terrorists by some and treated with suspicion by the police. This man blames Putin. Protesters chant "Stop the highway." Now that Moscow is suffocating from the smoke, environmentalists say their protest must be heard.
We are protesting Putin's system. It's been destroying the ecological structures of Russia for years.
The large companies like it because they can earn money. They need profits, not forests.
Alexander Pichushkin continues his patrol of the forest in Yegorevsk. It's hard to determine the exact extent of the damage. What he does know is that it will take decades before the forest looks like it used to.